Here we go. Hi, everyone.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Danny.
Hi, Denise.
Yay, my soul brother from another mother.
My soul sister from another mister.
I was cracking up because you said you have COVID clothes.
I
See,
have COVID clothes.
COVID clothes.
Yeah. Hey, and I'm on StreamYard, so if this like drops out because of StreamYard and
Oh,
my Apple products, just hang in there. I'll come back, but I just want
yeah,
to say hi to people in the chat. That's
yeah.
cool. Hey, Ron.
She's here.
So,
Hi, Ron. Hi, Sheila's here.
T-Bone.
Melinda's here with false teeth, real tarot, false teeth.
False teeth, real tarot. False,
Yeah,
real.
false teeth, real tarot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She does some awesome readings. Nasty
Yay.
Women Tarot is here. Awesome. Hi, Sharon. Yay.
Hey,
Shield
Sharon.
Maiden's here. Connie's here. Hi, Connie. So
Cool.
yeah, so we were cracking up about the COVID clothes, and that's our lead into. I want to say that I messed up on my last live with Debbie when somebody asked about Wednesday's astrological like happenings, and I forgot to notice that the moon's conjunct Pluto, which is actually pretty a big deal. And because it's in Capricorn, it does bring up those things about like how we're feeling about like how we look. So when you said you have COVID clothes, I was like, oh yeah.
Well, I was just noticing that, normally, like, when I was working, I mean, I hate like trying on clothes. It just
Oh,
drives me nuts.
me too.
Well, of course, because we're the same. For
That's right.
some people that may not know this,
Yeah.
Denise and I have the same birthday, the same year,
Mhm.
like 3 hours apart. So
Mhm.
I have my own personal astrologer. All I have to do is call up Denise and go, "What are you feeling? What's going on?" And I'm just a couple hours away from either feeling that or I go, "I just felt this." And she goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm gonna feel it soon."
Yeah, definitely. And I think, we're all connected. So we may have been all feeling this moon conjunct Pluto in Capricorn because we have some. You guys, thanks so much for all the questions that were sent in. I have a couple questions on karma. I have them all in here, like plugged into the program, so I'll pop them over as soon as we're ready. But one other little thing I wanted to say is Danny and I won't be doing personal readings, but we have lots of readers here in the chat. We have many readers here in the chat and many people who don't have their own tarot channels, but they're also tarot channels, YouTube channels, but they're really, really good at reading and they read for each other a lot back and forth. So if you're new here, like I'm noticing, I don't, E. Diddy Smith, feeling lost in life, what should I be doing? There might be someone here that'll throw some cards in so watch the chat.
But I do have some advice. If you're feeling lost and you don't know what you're doing, don't start a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
That'll make you crazy and a little more lost.
Yep, that can happen. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay, so let's go ahead and take this question first just because we can try.
Okay.
And just because it goes along with one question that's already have in the program here. And so we may save two birds with one basket here.
What did you just say? Two birds with one basket?
Yeah, save two
Oh,
birds with one basket. Yeah,
I guess that's,
I flip things around a lot in my brain because
yeah.
I don't like
Well,
the normal cliche.
right, because why kill two birds? Why? Just put them in a basket.
Yeah, why kill even one bird, right? I don't kill any birds.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, Desiree says she means I meant stop talking. Yeah. When when will Orange Devil stop talking? We gotcha. I knew what
Oh,
you meant.
yeah.
We're both Danny and I are both born in Mercury retrograde, so our brains work more differently, and you can get away with all kinds of stuff with us, and we'll probably still get you.
Yeah.
But I may ask questions just to differentiate. You know.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I was born on a Mercury retrograde.
Yeah, you and I, we both have. This is why you have a really. We're both clairaudient. We all we hear, and we get the direct knowing, and our fifth chakras work really well. At least mine does, and I sense that yours does too.
Yeah.
But anyway, so and Mercury rules the fifth chakra. Uranus rules the whole nervous system, and we have Mercury conjunct Uranus, and our Mercury is retrograde. I can't remember if I don't have my chart here. I think we might have Uranus retrograde too. Anyway, but yeah, so we tend to function better, but not really because the rest of the world doesn't, and they're just going to mess with us, right? But we tend to function better during Mercury retrograde periods because it's just normal for us. We're more
Yeah.
inwardly.
Yeah. And so I didn't know that because I know very little about astrology. I try to pick up on it, and I just have too much in here already that I'm working on to pick up a new discipline. But I've noticed that I'm more intuitive during Mercury retrogrades. I get bigger hits.
Yeah.
And I go,
Right.
it's not as scary for me as it is for other people.
Oh yeah, it's not scary at all for me. Not yeah, it takes a lot to scare me nowadays. But anyway, but yeah, you would be more tuned in. It's just if technology, it's always going to depend what house Mercury retrograde hits. And this time it's been in my sixth house of service. So all my devices have been messing with me.
Oh my gosh, me too.
And my power went off for a blip this morning. So if either one of us blip out, we'll just continue on and we'll get back together.
Right. And we're being surrounded by fires now.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The winds are crazy strong. And down south there's a fire. Up north there's a fire. So
let's send lots of peaceful, calm. Let's send rain. Rain. We can have rain.
Rain, no lightning.
Rain.
And stop the wind.
I know. That was the thing that got me to move out of California. I couldn't hang with it anymore. Used to be 3 or 4 times a year, and then it turned into once a month. Like,
right. Yeah,
I love you guys, but I'm gone. Like, yeah. Okay. Well, let's just send lots of prayers to everywhere.
California.
Lots of prayers for peace, and especially California right now.
Let them get this fire situation under control for all the, just all the creatures that are being impacted by it. It's
heartbreaking.
It is.
It is. It's heartbreaking.
So, all
right.
Let's move to another heartbreaking question.
Yeah. When will he stop talking? I'm going to try my timing. Oh my goodness, he is just such a hot bag of air, isn't he? I mean, that's just that he's just that Mars and Leo right on his ascendant and all the air. He's got just so much air and fire in his chart. Hardly any. Well, he does have some water. It's not very grounded. It's got tons of Leo and Sag and Gemini. Yeah, lots of fire and air.
Yeah.
Goodness.
You're so nice. That hot bag of air.
Not that, yeah.
I would have used a different word.
You know what I really call him.
I do, as a matter of fact.
Shanti says, what did she say? When does he not have a body anymore? Oh, goodness. Yeah.
So, I mean, and this is so hard because, tarot is timing with tarot is just is just horrible. Well, it's not horrible, but they're just not giving us, timing for down here on this plane of existence.
Right. Yeah.
So
So we have to say that then we have to put that in the intention. When will he stop talking here on Earth?
and again, I go back to when he doesn't have a body here on Earth.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I lost the question to pop back over, but here we go. Well, stop talking.
Yeah.
I mean stop talking for Desiree, yeah. But these are good.
Because his attorneys have said in the past, stop talking. So he doesn't listen.
They can't get Rudy Giuliani to shut up either because they're all a bunch of attention whores.
Yeah.
They just yeah.
And it's more, and well, here's the other thing too, that goes along with this question is, because I'm looking on my news feeds and there's so much about him. And so I do click on it, but maybe the question should be, because I can't control what his mouth says, but I can control what I push to read. When are we going to stop listening to what he has to say?
We can do that too. We can read it both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When are we going to stop paying attention to him?
Yeah, well, that would take the news to just cut him off, but thank God he's banned on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook. Yeah. He has to put out his little from the desk of 45.
That's so funny. From the desk.
It's cheesy. It's just like, oh my goodness. Okay.
So let's what is the question? When will Trump not be relevant anymore? When will we stop listening? When will he stop? Because he won't stop talking, I don't think.
No, he probably won't. But I'm getting in a couple of months it'll lessen down. And then I have this stupid little deck I created of my own.
Oh.
I'm a cheater. I cheat. So I think it's going to slow down in a couple months and then get even slower in about 6 months. But then in about a year, it would just, and maybe this covers at least what I'm getting. Now I'm going to leave it up to you, Danny, to give us a story.
Oh, thank you.
Because I totally cheated. Now I'm going to give you. You do the hard work, dude. There's
no cheating in tarot. Wait a minute. Where's my book? Where's my tarot book?
Oh yeah. No. Well, I mean, I'm cheating with these timing cards.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And so I just pulled 6 cards on when Trump is just going to kind of stop making noise.
Good.
And the first card I got, where's my camera? Is the moon card, and I'm using the wild unknown. So there's still he's kind of like, what I'm getting with this, he's kind of like, still there, still yakking. The second month I got the Lovers card, so I think next month he's going to be flying still a little high and going, yeah, I'm here with Bannon, and who else is he talking to? He's not talking to Rudy anymore, or the Kraken woman. She can't get in Colorado.
Right.
So who's he talking to? Is it
Grassley? Remember Grassley?
Oh my God.
I about died when you said he's 88. Would you give it up? And something about growing a pair. I was like, I was just gone. I laughed so hard.
Oh my God. Anyway, 3rd month, I have some legal issues coming in.
Very
that may
good.
be making his attorneys may be saying, shut up. Stop talking.
Right.
Again, new Ace of Swords, new legal issues, new truths coming out.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 4th month. And then the 5th month, we all want to be him in the 5th month because we have the Tower moment.
Awesome. Awesome.
Right?
Wow.
And then for the new beginning, we have the Son of Cups on the 6th month. And I'm feeling that is, you know, if you have the Knight of Cups bringing forth a new calm, a new energy, a new emotional journey. So I'm seeing him yakking for the first 2 to 3 months, but then on the 3rd month, something's going to come in, some legal issues, 3rd and 4th, and then
and then by the 6th, that's not good at all. That Tower,
no, it's going to knock. Look, if you look real closely at it, it's going to knock his orange toupee right off.
Oh my goodness. Oh, hi. I noticed Frank's here. Frank Muller. We just love him. And Sheila said something. Oh, do you have a deck like mine too? Like with the timing? You have okay. I think that's what you meant. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you hoyed it here.
You hoyed it here.
You hoyed it here with Danny. I like that. I like that answer.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yay.
Put it in your calendar.
Trump put it in the calendar. 6 months. So we're talking like by the spring, maybe by next spring or something.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think by the end of the year that things are, you know, according to these cards that, you know, he's really going to be facing, obviously. I mean, geez, how many lawsuits does this guy have on?
Oh, it's just phenomenal. Probably about as many lies as he's told.
Yeah.
He's just a major offender that way. The way he's tied up the system. It's
right.
Just,
So the cards are saying the same thing that we all know is that legal shit is coming down.
Yeah, that's good.
At the end of the year, and then by the 5th month, you know, his orange toupee is going to be knocked off.
Or his hair plugs are going to show, right? The ones he took from the back to put in the front, and then
you just wrecked my whole Mercury retrograde with that image. That's awful.
So, yes.
His plugs.
Oh yeah. I know. Okay, so let's jump to this question, and I think there was another question about karma. What I want to try and do is combine 2 questions here, because there was another really good question. I think it was Karen Johnson, and some of these questions, you guys, I didn't cut and paste I only get 200 characters in the little boxes to. So sometimes I lost your name, so I'm going to apologize ahead of time. But Sophia Chavez wanted to know what's the best manner to buttress ourselves against incoming karma. But Karen also had a question about, the karmic cycle and the blame game. So I know you're going to have your wisdom that comes through, Danny, and you can use cards or use whatever you want to, but I'm just going to talk about my experience personally. So what happened for me was I got to a place where I realized that if I'm blaming anything outside of myself for what's happening to me, I'm giving my power away. And they could have been, I came to this conclusion because of all this, experience, all these negative experiences, that even if they were 99% wrong, I still had my 1% in it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been in it. But so to take self-responsibility for what I created in my own life, that was a huge, that just stopped so much. So you don't want to blame other people or anything outside yourself. And we can, in terms of what we're going through with these challenging times, just look at like how much war has been going on, how much hatred has been put out there, how much fear mongering has been going on. But we don't have that in our own personal lives. We're witnessing it, and it's painful to even witness. But if it's not going on in your own personal life, you can say that's where you're not engaged into that, that dynamic. But when it comes to this question here, this buttressing ourselves against incoming karma, I feel like you don't have to buttress. I feel like you have to just, don't you feel that way, Danny? Or you just kind of relax into it and go and observe it and try to, because to me the law of karma is just the law of cause and effect. So if you can get to the cause, then you can change the effect. But if you're just going to focus on the effect, there are the symptoms, then you're going to spin around in that vicious circle where you're torn in two.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
And
how I
I
feel.
really liked what you were saying about, don't blame somebody else. And it's really important not to blame yourself. So even though you may have 1%, 2%, whatever percentage of it's your issue too, that you need to look within. It's so important. There's no blame anywhere. So, but we do tend to beat ourselves up. Oh, how many times can you say, you stupid idiot, when you're talking to yourself? I mean, come on now, that's not right. And don't own it. So when you were talking about outside forces in observing, I'm constantly talking about observe, not absorb the news. And we absorb so much of it, and we start feeling like we own it. Well, we shouldn't own that. We can start a new step and change whatever we want to change with the new step. But don't think that it's karmic. I'm not such a big fan of karmic energy going, oh well, this is your destiny. When I was younger, I was playing around with that, but these days I'm not feeling that. We get to change. We get to create our own bubble. We get to allow what we want in it, and so I think that's what we do. So there's no let's fortify ourselves against all this stuff that's coming at us. I don't feel that.
I don't either. And I loved your point about most people feel like karma is just that boomerang effect where you get exactly what you put out there back. And sometimes that can be true. And I think that might address something else, one of the other questions we had. But I feel like spiritual law is very, very flexible. It's too varied and wide. It's not just like, so this law of karma of like, it's going to be just like that. It's not that simple. It's not that simple. And sometimes I think every time we go through anything challenging, it's because we need to experience it in order to heal it. There are always these opportunities to meet the pain, right? To meet that inner pain and then clear it out, because we can't clear it out of our souls if we just think about it and observe it. We have to experience the pain, meet the pain, cry, find the false belief, and then work to turn it around. And however long it takes, it takes.
Right. And I always think too, when we're experiencing that pain and that growth, and I don't when I even said growth, because growth doesn't necessarily mean pain, but when we experience this thing that we're not really thrilled that we are experiencing because it's hurting us, it's painful, and we're moving on from it. As soon as we're allowed to let that go and be appreciative that we can let it go, then we've kind of created a vacuum now because we let it go, and something new and better can take its place that we choose to bring in.
It's got major chills right on there. I hope you guys heard that. Rewind it if you did. That is absolutely
I'm not saying
right.
it again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. That place where it's all one energy current, and we just have these things going in the wrong way, and the energy gets twisted up. But once you untwist it, then it flows the way it should from the inside out. Yeah, we're all like walking around in these major, we're so powerful. I don't think most people realize how powerful they are. When you take responsibility for your belief system that attracts whatever you experience, then you can work with it. But no judgment ever on yourself, no self-judgment. And we're all just flopping around in something going on, right? So we might as well just laugh and have fun with it. Yeah. Desiree says she does do that with some family members. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. This is a good point too, Holly. If it's not your karma, you should not be affected. Just observe and understand. Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, let me find another question here. Let's see. Well, we can do this one quickly. I'll just try and go down the line here. Sun Marie says she lives on the East Coast. Says hello. I don't know if she's here, but let's. We took questions, so we'll just.
Lantern flies.
Yeah, lantern flies are infesting and killing our trees. It's very sad. Yeah, it's like we've had things like that in Oregon with the beetles. We had the tree, I forget what they were called, but some kind of beetles.
Bark beetle.
That's it. Thank you. Yeah.
Woof.
Yeah. So lantern flies infesting and killing our trees is very sad. Where did they come from?
Asia.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's just another I don't want to say another, but it is. It's just another invasive species that we get from our global trade, and it comes over in container ships. There's a bunch sitting out of LA Harbor right now, just waiting to land. I don't know.
No, I hear you, but right.
So it's. We have in the oceans, we have sargassum that is a seaweed from the fish tank trade. The little fish that you put in fish tanks. Then people take that and empty out their fish tanks into the sewer, it goes into the ocean. And now we get this huge amount of sargassum. Yeah. So out here in the Central Coast, last year you could see it from space, where California's the golden state. Well, from space last year, it was the yellow state, and that was due to the Sahara mustard plant, which is just taking over everywhere. So it's just not one species, like the lanternfly, which is very destructive. It will, it eats grapes, and there was something else that I read that it's very destructive with. So now we use more pesticides.
Right.
So we use more pesticides to kill that, which then kills off the birds, which
Yeah, which just ruins everything, right?
Right.
Because there's so many little insects that will take care of things.
If you have you seen the movie Fantastic Fungi
No,
on
that sounds
Netflix?
good.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
gonna look for that. That sounds great.
Oh my gosh. It's about mushrooms, and towards the end of the show it starts talking about the healing properties of mushrooms. It's phenomenal. It is phenomenal.
Wow.
And as somebody who studies shamanism, our plant-based medicines
Yeah.
that we've overlooked it is coming back. I hope it comes back enough in time to help us, and we're still on the planet.
Yeah.
But
Right. Right.
right, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
and I would love to see a plant-based insecticide that will move these lanternflies, an invasive species, away, get them
Yeah.
out of, I don't know. So
Yeah.
what's what's the
That would
questions?
that
Will
would
we
be
ever,
the solution, wouldn't it? Yeah. Where did they come from? Well, you just answered that, Danny. We don't need to ask
yeah,
that.
and I think they did. And I Googled it because I read
Uh,
on this a while ago. And I
oh,
think that's
okay.
where they came from.
Okay. Yeah.
Vietnam and Southeast Asia, I think.
Ah,
Um,
right.
but
Yeah. Hmm.
I don't think, and it's,
Makes sense.
she said pesticides don't work. Oh my God, pesticides don't, well, they work at killing everything. So
That's the problem. And you get
that's
rid of the, that's not the solution.
right, right. So
Yeah. Yeah. Rochelle says, mushrooms, Danny, we remember that story with Scott. Oh, is there something else? Is this another?
Rochelle, why? Yes, it is.
It's another whole story. Yeah.
So, oh my God. So, yes,
Is this confession time?
well, no, this was
Oh,
an early man cave. So Scott Allen and I, when I first, about a year and a half ago, Scott goes, "Hey, let's do a guide reading where we have just a point of view, a guy's point of view." And
yeah.
so I said, "Well, let's do the man cave," and it's a kind of a takeoff on the shaman's cave, which I
Oh,
was
yeah.
listening to, and then of course man caves, right? So we just hang around, smoke cigars, which I don't smoke, drink scotch, which, well, every now and again. Anyway, he came up, and that was when Stormy Daniels was talking about Trump's. Anyway, and Scott mentioned the mushroom shape, and I didn't get
Oh,
it. I didn't get
that's
it.
what that was about. You didn't get it.
And I'm like,
That's
what are you talking about, Scott? And everybody's laughing, and I'm like, I could have taken offense to it, but I didn't. I just ran with it and made bigger jokes. But this fantastic fungi is not a joke. It's really good.
Yeah, it's a real thing. I know.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the way to, yeah. There was something else I saw, like on Pioneers or whatever. One of my awesome subscribers, Melissa, she emails me. She's so smart. She emails me the greatest things sometimes. And I didn't get to watch the whole thing yet, but it had to do with fungi. Yeah, and healing. So,
Yeah. It's
yeah.
there's so much we don't know on plant based that we have. Speaking of, there was a question in there about Indigenous Peoples Day or whatever. We have in our Western medicine, in our Western religion, in our domination of trying to be all of that. Hey, Scott.
Good thing I looked at the comments.
Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah. So, but we really need to
Here's another
get
good
back
one.
to plant-based medicines and
Yeah.
natural religions, not so much
Yes.
forcing religion down our throats. It's all around us. Spirituality is all around us, and that's what we should be tapping into to heal the earth.
Right.
And to, getting back to lantern flies.
Yeah, and then there's the whole global warming. I mean, insects are going crazy when you don't have the freezing. I mean, it was 27 degrees this morning when I woke up here, so I'm not having any of that, but I know. But when I used to live in California, it was like, it never got cold enough at night to kill off any bugs, and they
Right.
just go crazy. They grow and grow, and they keep growing.
And it may not kill them off; it just may make them dormant.
And that's right too.
Or like the locust, 17 years sleeping.
Wow.
Can you imagine if you went to sleep for 17 years, woke up?
Yeah.
And Trump was still yakking?
Oh my God. You would be in a hell realm. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh.
So what's the question on lantern flies?
Let's just ask: Will we ever get rid of them? Because you've done a really good job letting us know where they come from. Yeah. Will we ever get rid of them? Wow.
I changed the question.
Did
so
you?
You can answer if we ever get rid of them.
Okay.
And my question was, how much damage are they going to do?
Good. That's good. Good. Go ahead. Do you have cards? Go for it if you have them.
I don't think you want to see them.
No, my cards are awful too, Danny.
Yeah. So this lantern fly is going to cause a lot of problems. We have, where's my camera? We have the Five of Wands, a lot of battling with this. We have the Five of Cups, a lot of loss with this. At the base, Ten of Swords, it goes on. Behind us, we have the Father of Swords, and this Cobra is a lightning strike. Whoa. So it's like, here it comes. They're going to try to contain it somehow with this Three of Wands, but in this deck, the Wild Unknown, the energy is all in the center and it's all being contained. Not like other Three of Wands where you have the vast ocean. The energy is all super contained. And in the potential near future, maybe it's rats that will eat the lantern fly. I don't know. But again, it's more of just being, this is normally a meditative, retreating card, but an offer's being made. But this one is just a rat on top of 4 cups. Right.
Maybe you got to go with that image. Yeah.
And he wants to eat lantern flies. Anyway, it's going to cause a lot of, this is going to be hard.
I learned something a week or two ago on one of my friends posted something on Facebook about all the benefits of possums, all the things that possums eat.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, so that when you that image of the rat reminded me of the possums.
So my wife rescued opossums.
Oh.
She rehabbed them. And she would talk about, we'd have these little opossums, and they're really cute when they're little. It's spy versus spy, and then they get big.
Yeah. And I know they get big.
But they're your kids, so you Go, yeah,
Yeah.
you're still cute, even though people
Yeah.
would be going, that's the ugliest thing. No, they're cute.
Aw.
Yeah, but they are
Yeah.
great. They are great.
Are they good? They're good pets too? Are they were they fun? No,
No,
not really. Oh.
no, they just kind of, no, they're not
Oh.
affectionate, but they're really old. They're
Yeah.
dinosaur old.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Dinosaur old. Marsupials.
Yeah. Marsupials. That's right. That's a good point.
So if you ever see one on the side of the road, like playing dead, or you got to go in there and see if there's any babies in the pouch.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
do
that's
that. You
right.
do that next time you see an opossum on the side of the road. I bet you're not going to do it.
I might. I might if I could keep from getting hit myself. If I could keep myself from being road pizza, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so I don't. My cards are probably just as bad as yours. I mean, in the Linamon, the fish is all about a lot. So we're talking about a lot, and there are a lot. What do we have a lot of? Obstacles. We have a lot of obstacles and complications, and these it. This card, I don't like this card for like something like, is it going to go or is it going to stay? This is like it's going to stay. It's going to stick around. But there might be a solution at some point once they start like working on it, with there's going to be lots of research and choices that'll come in, and then some help, and then some improvement later on down the road. So there, it's a process. I don't know how long it's going to take, but
right. Yeah, our cards were similar, so the Four of Cups with the rat just sitting on it, normally that's an offer being made that you're not looking at.
Yes.
Right? So that goes down with your, it's down the road. Mm-hmm. There is maybe a solution, with that key. Yeah.
Right. If I would have had the ship card in here, it just would have been like all that extra, that information, that confirmation about how they're coming over in ships. But, yeah.
You got the anchor, so they probably came in the anchor hold, in the anchor road locker.
That can have, definitely.
That's where rats hang out.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh. Okay, let's drop down. Let's see, here's our next question. Maybe we can do this. So it's been put up. Have you read on this yet, Danny? I haven't read on it yet.
I just cannot imagine. I keep seeing yes with my cards.
Okay. Yeah. Let me just see if I can confirm that quickly and then move on. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me that they wouldn't. I mean, of course, Mitch McConnell's got this plan to get the Democrats to raise the debt ceiling. And then that way, he wants to make them use the process of reconciliation that can't be filibustered.
Right.
And he wants to blame it all on, let's blame everything on the Democrats.
And if he uses, if the Democrats use reconciliation, isn't it true that they can only use that once?
We got two this time because they didn't use one last year, but we only get one a year, so there's only one left. You're absolutely right.
So but then next year he gets to use it again whatever. Yeah. I don't know when the year starts.
I don't either.
Fiscal or.
Yeah, I think you're probably right with the January.
So is that Mitch McConnell's?
It's his ploy, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. As I was shuffling, that came out, which is the high priestess, which is he's like sneaky and trying to be, he's got something going on.
Oh, But
the Republicans supposedly are all for, profits and making money. If they don't raise the debt ceiling, the stock
Yeah.
market is going to tank.
Oh, right. Right.
So how are they making money?
Right. That's the thing. This goes back to I'm always going to say, like, evil is stupid. It's stupid. And these Republicans that just, I mean, it's like the Fox News anchors talking about, don't get the vaccine. I mean, we're talking Sean Hannity, really, Sean Hannity and Clucker Carlson talking about don't get your vaccine, and and the ivermectin. Also, what are they trying to do? Kill off their own viewers?
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah. Anyway, that's just my opinion.
Right.
But as far as a debt ceiling, so what I'm getting is, like, it's too much of a burden for them to not. And then I do have these two cards, like they'll commit to, like, getting something done.
Is that
The
another
ring,
anchor?
the ring and the anchor. Yeah, it's a different deck, but yeah.
Oh.
So the ring's about commitment, and the anchor is like, yeah, we get it done. But I don't know. Maybe McConnell will just kind of give up someday. Maybe enough will come out about his wife.
I just I don't understand. I mean, why do people keep working past when they should be rocking? Grassley.
Oh yeah, right. I know. So exactly.
So
Yeah.
I pulled 3 cards on the debt ceiling. It is the 10 of Wands burden. It is tough. I got the Chariot. There is going to be movements. And the Mother of Swords, which is saying, yeah, they're not going to, this owl sitting on the sword of truth is very wise, understands, has 360-degree view. They understand what they're doing, but it's going to move forward. It's going to be raised.
Yeah.
Right now, they're just like throwing up a smoke screen.
Right. Yeah, they have to, right? Yeah. Let's see which question here. There was a really good question about the kids in Tennessee that were from 2016 and 2017 that were being. Here's the question. They're being arrested and thrown into prison. Well, actually, I think it was juvenile detention centers as young as 6 years old, and they were all Black and Latino. So anyway, I'm going to refer you guys to, there are many articles online, if you want to read more about it. But I think this could just take us so long to, unless we want to read on the judge.
Yeah.
But there was. What do you want to do, Danny, with this one?
No, I'm going to pass on this. Number one, because it's kids. I don't know enough about it. And as you said, I started looking at some articles, and it just gets deeper and deeper. So I really didn't understand too much about it, and I don't want to throw cards on something like that. With kids, and I don't know enough about what's going, about the judge or anything. So I'm just gonna, maybe do some more research on it, and then we can pick it up later.
Yeah, we can do it again, or you could do a leftovers on it, or whatever whatever you want to do, or
come over for leftovers.
Okay, we can do that. Yeah. That's a good idea. Come over for leftover. Yeah, a couple of cancers talking about food. That's all.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Here's one here. We can do this one. Is the DOJ wary of starting an all-out war if they arrest Trump family and associate criminals?
Yeah, it's
kind of tricky, but
well, and I think the question comes, if you boil the question down a little bit, is the DOJ worried about other things besides uh, um, justice? Are they worried about, like riots? Are they worried about, social unrest or something? If they, because you look at it, I think back, I was living in Los Angeles during the OJ trial.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and it was just horrible, the destruction that happened after.
Oh, dude.
So, is that something that concerns the DOJ?
Right.
I don't think it is, but so let's just read on if the DOJ is wary of starting of the unrest that may or may not follow.
That's a good way to phrase it. Yeah. Yeah. I think they are. I get that sense, and I do feel intuitively they're working from the bottom up. So those associate criminals, and then maybe their family. Of course, I think they're all going to get them in. I think Cy Vance Jr. Manhattan DA. I think they're going to get. I'm pretty sure they're going to go down for the Trump crime family should go down for, tax evasion and insurance fraud. Pretty sure they'll get nailed for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I pulled 3 cards on it. Is the DOJ thinking about civil unrest? And when I was pulling it, I got Merrick Garland again. I got that image of him, and not that he's soft, but I got a squishy feeling, just a soft feeling, and it is. He is, and I felt like he is concerned about that. He does take that into account a little bit, but not enough for him to stop doing his job, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so, right. Yeah.
The first card I got was death.
Oh, boy.
And so, for entertainment only. And so I said, yes, that is a confirmation to me that he does take the civil unrest. He does think about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I got the 6 of Wands. And in this deck, you can see that the butterfly is coming out of the thicket. And so this is truth coming out of all this briar patch type stuff. But at the end, we have judgment. Okay, so
very good.
It is going to come out. He is concerned about it, yes, but that's not going to stop him in what he's doing in the final outcome.
Yeah, awesome, Danny. I get that too. So with the flowers, it has to do with there might be some surprises that come in. Might be some surprises. And we've got the snake. Actually, let me do it this way because they came together. The snake and the mice. So, it's complicated. It's tricky, but it's like he's not going to let. Oops. He's not good. Holy, come on. He's not. I'm used to being on the other side. He's not gonna. He's not gonna let. These guys take a crap. He's not going to let this card is all about fraud. It's all about the scam. It's all about the grifter. It's all about, the hoax and all this, this is literally what Trump has done to the USA. Yeah. He's not gonna let that happen on a widespread level. He's making all the connections. And I think, I don't know if this means that there will be some recovery. It could be two things that he actually does that changes, that shifts everything into a more peaceful place, because he's going to make some major decision and cut some, going to be cutting something.
Cutting something. What does that mean? He's going to be cutting a deal, maybe?
Well, I think clearing, it's like clearing, and this card is all about decisions and clearing. It's like harvest time. It's a scythe. It's like harvest.
Right.
But
okay.
Because of these other cards right up in the beginning with the flowers, the snake, and the these three cards. If I can get them in the frame, these three cards to me spell out that he's going to take every opportunity he can to recover from this awful,
Yeah.
blight upon our system, I think. But it's tricky. This is a card of things being very complicated.
Right.
We have to remember it did take, but I'm still, I want him to move faster. I really do. I want him to go faster, but it took him 3 years to get the Oklahoma City bomber.
Yeah,
right?
Sure. And, some people, what people have been saying on other channels, which is absolutely true, is that you want this to be done right. You don't want to, you want it to be solid, and you don't want justice to be really fast because you're going to put somebody in jail that shouldn't be in jail. That's right. That was their argument. And I'm going, well, it's not really working that well, because we have a lot of people incarcerated that shouldn't be incarcerated.
Right.
So this justice thing is a little bit wonky, but we've seen what Trump has been doing for 4 years. We know, but to put it in proof with legal terms is a whole nother thing. So Merrick Garland has only been working this for 9 months.
Right.
He's got a lot to weed out. So
right. Yeah. And meanwhile, wasn't there something that just came through on the news this morning about Biden? Biden's like stepped in. You guys are going to have to, somebody knows. I know you guys know. Maybe Scott knows. There was something that came out this morning. I got some little thing from Washington Post that said Biden was gonna step in, and I don't know if it had to do with the presidential powers or whatever, but anyway, he basically sounded to me like Biden was not going to let Trump get away with what he did with the insurrection. I think it had to do with this really needs to happen
with his communications, right?
Yeah, he wasn't going to let Trump get away with the 1/6 insurrection,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I know that, and I keep hearing this, and I keep thinking, I'm going, am I just rereading old news?
I know. Right.
Because Biden said that you can't have executive privilege over 1/6, over your communication with 1/6. And then I thought I read it again that that he still can't claim it. So I'm like, I thought that happened a couple of days ago. Maybe it's a new twist on it.
Oh yeah, or maybe it was a couple of days ago, and I'm thinking because I've been so busy, it could have been that it wasn't this morning. Yeah. I could have been yesterday morning. Yeah, and I could have been late to the party, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, now, so
but it feels like if we don't get something done in this next year, that it feels like we could lose. And the Democrats are really focused on getting everything pushed through. But if we don't get voting rights taken care of, if we don't get rid of the filibuster, there's so many things like if we just don't do. We've got 20, the midterms, and then before we know it, it's like.
Oh yeah.
Right.
But I still see, and I haven't looked at it in a long time, but I still, what I was seeing in the past with the 2022 midterms is just huge lines of people standing
Yes.
and voting and not leaving. There's
Oh,
going to
just
be just
hanging in
a
there.
wave of people coming in to vote, and
Right.
they're not going to be deterred.
Yeah, because they've been just pissing people off to the point that it's going to make them so much more determined to
I
get
think
these
so.
people out, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's the way I feel about it. And I can imagine being a person of color, you know, I mean, that would make me so much more determined.
Yeah, it's awful. But getting back
Yeah.
to Bell Bird's little comment, they
Where
also,
Belford's,
I
oh,
think that
wait.
besides being vetted, all the
This is
candidates,
fine.
I think they need to take a
There we go.
constitutional test.
Okay, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Right? So psychological testing, constitutional test. Do you have any ties to Russian mobsters? Are you involved in money laundering? Right? And have you been for the last how many years? Right?
Right. And do you know what Article 2 of the Constitution
Yeah,
is?
yeah. Are you familiar with the emoluments clause? Are you, my goodness,
Something.
right?
I
Yeah.
mean, you got Bobert that barely
Oh,
got out of high school on a GED. I'll tell you what, in my high school, when I left, I think I did study the Constitution, but
oh
not
yeah.
much.
Yeah, no, I remember for me it was in junior high school, and it was if you could pass it enough, you get to go on a field trip to go see like the Liberty Bell and all this other stuff.
Right,
Like what do you think I absorbed at 13
right.
in puberty, right? It's like
Yeah.
yeah, I need to go back and study. That's for darn sure. Yeah.
We
Yeah,
don't
and
want
that's
to talk about what we absorbed in our teenage years. I think that would
no.
do it.
Yeah, we'll just yeah. Let me find some more questions here. This would be a good thing. I'm definitely going to read on this astrologically in an in-depth thing. You know, probably like an hour-long reading. But let's do some tarot, and you do tarot, and I'll do Lenormand, and let's see what we get for this.
So, okay, but you got to help me out because
Yeah,
I'm very
that's
ignorant in astrology. What does
okay.
Pluto mean
Yeah,
when
yeah.
it's returning?
Okay, so Pluto, so all the planets, you know, they orbit. Pluto has an elliptical type of an orbit. It's not even, it'll stay, it's actually a really, really cool planet to look at in your own chart if you want to see what the trajectory of your life experience will be, because whatever house it starts at is like you came in, you know, it's like we're going to work on this, whatever it is, you know, and then
What are we working on?
well, I'd have to run your chart. For me, it was you know,
But we
creative
have the
self.
same chart.
No, because you have a different ascendant.
Oh, okay.
Our house setup isn't the same, and the houses are all the different areas of our lives. So you can look at your own chart and you can see like how many houses, how many areas of your life will you probably make it, because Pluto takes 243 to 248 years to get around the zodiac, right? So we'd be lucky if it made it halfway. I have read for some clients where it made it halfway, and that's because the orbit is so elliptical that it didn't stay in one sign for, like not 30 years, but, more like 12, and then it moved through that next house. But anyway, this would be in relationship with the where Pluto is in the United States of America's, the
Okay.
Sibley chart is what I call it. When they signed the Declaration of Independence. So it's basically July 4th, 1776, I think is 5:10 p.m. But so anyway, we have a second house Pluto, which is the United States of America has a second house Pluto. So it's about besides our money, it was more to me about our values, because it was breaking away from Britain and, the monarchy type of a thing,
Right.
and taxation without representation, and trying to separate the powers of church and state and all of that, religious persecution. We were running away from that. So, but anyway, we'll look at it astrologically later, but
Okay.
we can use tarot. We can,
Sure.
we can see what it'll be like. So Pluto will be returning to its 27 degrees. I think I can't remember how many minutes, but basically, its return. It'll get back to, it's like the way we have a solar return every year and the sun comes back to the exact same degree you were born. Right. It's like that, but it's with Pluto.
Okay.
Yeah. So what will the Pluto return bring to the USA? This is coming up pretty soon. And mind you guys, we've been feeling it all along, because it's such a slow and actually, I mean, yeah, the exact day it happens is important, but it's like, when you're approaching a full moon, it's so much more intense the days leading up, the couple days leading before. So with Pluto, this will be like the couple of years leading up. So we're in it already. This is it. We're fighting for our democracy.
Right.
We really are. Yeah. Oh, wow. I just had to take a big deep breath. It's big, you guys. I mean, this is big. I don't feel that it's necessarily bad, though. And I like the cards I did not get so far. You go for it whenever you're ready, Danny.
All right.
Ready. Don't hold up on me.
A full spread, but I'm not going to show all the cards on it. But the first two cards, where's my camera? There it is. So I got Temperance.
Oh, awesome.
On the first card. Yeah, it's all about bringing balance. It's about, we got two different sides of the coin that are coming together. And that's, for me, that's super important for everybody. We can't have, in my humble opinion, just one side leading everything. We need that balance. And even though we may not agree with the other side, they are adding something to the mix, to the pot, that is gonna help everybody out in the long run. Right now, I think it's been too one-sided. We just need to mix everything together a little bit. And it's being challenged by strength. So we have the strength. The nation has the strength to mix all this together, but some sides are too strong. That's kind of what I got. At the base of it, I got the Knight of Pentacles, slow-moving knight. There is some hidden energy with the moon card, but it's reversed. So it's like that's going to be coming to light a little bit. The base of the card is light. So people are still going to be trying to hide things, and it's going to be a little crazy, but things are coming to light, and we have news coming out of unexpected sources.
Good.
The potential near future. However, it's not all rosy. We do have a lot of truth coming out. We do have some balances that we've got to make. And I did get the 5 of Cups, which is, sorry for the glare, which is sadness, which is loss. And the clarification card is just a lot of work that needs to be done, that we're going to keep chipping away. In other decks in the Rider-Waite, this could be dark money, but this card, there is not a lot of dark. It's just a guy working together, and there's 3 coins here, so you have the way that I interpret this is there's going to be one that it's kind of like the Temperance, 2 different cups being poured into one pot, and this is 2 different sides being made into one coin up at the top. So that's the way that I interpret that.
Oh, so maybe like joining forces in a better way,
right?
Maybe. Yeah. Well, okay. So I used the Lenormand, but then also, and I used my this deck here. I'm so used to being on the other side. You just kind of hold it up to the camera there, but it's like, here we go. So this deck has, and I used it just to allow, because it does have, like a warring and a conflicting, it has those types of cards in it. And I did not get that card. And I also used the deck of character, and there's also a war card in that deck. And I do not have that card. So here's what I get. So we do have the coffin. So there's a painful ending. There's some loss, but what the ending has to do with is all these connections before in the past. And this, these two together, it could be that there was I get them straight. It could be that there's an ending to to these like connections in all over the planet is how I'm feeling. It could be that we kind of join forces together more so that we're not disrupted, so that we don't have some shocks that come in to our system, the tree that's the system. And then it brings peace. It brings peace to a complicated time. But it's also, I think these two cards here could be the old geezers who are not going to get in alignment with what everyone wants. They could be bit in the butt, because this card here is the elderly card. So these two together, it's not that great. For old people who are going to just stay, in a rigid frame of mind and not listen to, oh, thank you, Jasmine, the blessings to you. But like a rigid frame of mind is like, has to be this way, because we have to remember, there were slaves. Slavery was legal back in the day. And I really do believe people like Mitch McConnell and some of these other people, I believe that they are reincarnated old slave masters, and they're going to hold on, and they want it to be this certain way.
Right.
Well, it's not, because these, I'm sorry, it was these two cards. These two cards were, I read the ends, it's like a book ending thing. So these two cards together is the end of that complication, and that, this just like viper pit of hatred we've been in.
Right.
And then using the what do you call the deck of character? So I've got the first two cards, came through, the Mother and the Open Road. So take what you want with that. I mean, I think this looks good. These cards are just so universal. I kind of tend to not even really interpret them a lot. And you guys can put in the comments what you get, but I feel like there's a nurturing of some new path ahead. I mean, because look at that sunshine up at the right on there in the horizon. And then there's some depth to this, just like doing it for the money. Now, this would be perfect when it comes to, see, because with Pluto and Capricorn, Pluto's been transiting through Capricorn since 2008. And when it first starts in a sign, it bubbles up things start to come up. Well, what we have seen throughout, these last many years is all the corruption is up. I mean, Trump has been a gift in that he brought in all the swamp creatures, and we know who you are, right? I mean, he said he was going to drain the swamp. No, he was the swamp, and he let all the creatures in, and now we know who you are. And, Chuck Grassley at 88 years old is making a really bad decision. He must not believe in reincarnation, because he has dug his hole, right? So, and why is he doing it? He's doing it for the money, for the gold mine here. And this guy, no, this guy's coming for him. This guy's coming for him at some point. And then all this energy here, this like they've gotten themselves into something that they don't really know how to handle. That kind of, they don't know how to handle their own power. They don't know how to handle what real abundance is. They've got power that's just, and here we are with this compass. We're headed towards a brand new opening.
Yeah.
We're headed to a brand new opening. But you guys, I did not get, and the two cards at the bottom of the deck. So maybe more money for for us who have the courage to just be our real selves and put it all out there, That
one card is wild.
We don't. Yeah, it's totally wild. It's Wild Woman. We don't have to be naked and doing it that way, but yeah, and she's shaking something, right?
I think she ate a mushroom.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but anyway, I did not get there's a war card in this deck. I didn't get it. Get it. It didn't look to me like you got too much of a.
No, I got the Five of Cups. That was, it was, and actually, if we look back on when the country was formed, there was a lot of sadness.
Yes.
There was a lot of sorrow.
Yeah. Right.
It wasn't all rosy and like, woohoo, look what we did. No, just a ton of. So we're still going into that. We just need to maintain our who we are and not get sucked into what they want us to be.
That's a really, really good point. That's right. Yeah, stand your ground, right?
Yeah.
I always feel like, Mimi, you're right. I get that. The divine feminine that that is within all of our men too. And we have the divine masculine in us. So it's like, that wild woman.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Yeah, thank you, Rhonda. Thank you.
Thank you.
I know. Let's see, what is now this one might be a good thing to look at. Let's see, hold on, wait. Trying to decide on which question. We've got let's have a few. We did read on Merrick Garland. Let's see. We had this question here. Will they charge? So, will Merrick Garland and the DOJ open up a separate investigation on the January 6th House investigation? Kind of not so sure about that. Will they charge those who do not comply with the subpoenas? I don't know. Do you want to read on this, or do you want to read on the Flynn brothers? Or we also have how soon? Let's see. Well,
let's read on the Flynn brothers.
okay. There's a couple other good ones here too, but yeah. Okay,
There's a
so
lot
Flynn
of
brothers.
great questions. Thank you all for.
Yeah. So are the Flynn brothers under any form of investigation by the Department of Justice, FBI, or the military?
Let's narrow that down, because there
should be.
I'm sure people are looking at it.
Yeah. Although I do have somewhere over here, I have an organizational chart. I recommend everyone go online. I think it's like something.gov or whatever. Just Google organizational chart for the Department of Justice, and it's amazing to see how they're in charge of everything. Everything. So FBI and military, it's all under DOJ. I'm sure. So if we just go with the DOJ,
yeah,
we'll cover all our bases. But if it does come through the FBI or he gets court-martialed, if one of them at least gets court-martialed, we can say, yeah.
Flynn, the general, I guess they're both generals, aren't they?
Are they? I don't know. Michael Flynn was the general that.
One is still active and one isn't.
Yeah.
So is the one that is active, is he a general?
I don't know. Was he an admiral, maybe? I can't remember. You know what? We could look. Hold on, let me look.
But why don't you take one and I'll take another and see if I'm just going to do a 411 for the next couple of months on them and see where. I'm going to take the one that's still active.
Okay. Go ahead. I'll get you the 411 on that. Charles Flynn. Right? Is that the guy? Charles Flynn? Yeah, here we go. General Charles Flynn, former brother, Flynn, brother, former National Security Advisor, takes reins of the U.S. Army Pacific. This was in June. Yeah, I thought it was the Army. I thought he was the Army. He is a general. You're right.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
And his name is Chucky, right?
Charles. Yeah, Chucky.
Chuck.
Chucky. Chuck.
Chucky.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I did, Rochelle. I've read on Michael Flynn a long time ago. I just can't remember what I got. They're all nuts, right? I mean, he was a guy. He got in because of the guy that had the ostrich jacket. The guy that just it's just an idiot. And if I think about him, I'll end up reading on him. I need to focus on Michael. But how he got in, I can't remember that guy's name. He was locked up and then he got out because Trump pardoned everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I can go on Chucky if you want.
Go for it.
All right.
I'm still shuffling. Yeah.
Yeah, Chucky,
Manafort. Thank you, Chris.
Sorry?
Thank you, Chris. It was Paul Manafort. Thank you.
Manafort, yeah.
I can't do anything without you guys. Okay, sorry. Go. I'm sorry, Danny. I'm so sorry.
That's no problem. No problem. So the last card I got is he's gonna pull a rabbit out of his hat. He's got the magician card. So he's gonna get off, but it's kind of interesting. I pulled the full spread on it, and here he is. He's the hermit. He's hiding out. He's not saying anything. He's pretty quiet. he is really tied up in a lot of stuff that he probably shouldn't be tied up in. That is the Wheel of Fortune card. And as things spin, he's caught up in a lot of things because of the devil. And the devil in my readings is 45. So he's caught up in, and he's hoping that his web doesn't get exposed. And there's going to be some more talk about him with the 5 of Wands, but he's going to be able to be a magician and hide away, and he's just going to throw up illusion delusion, and he's going to get away. He's not going to get caught from what I see in these cards. He's just going to keep hiding out.
I'm kind of, I'm grabbing another deck just to double check, but wow. Oh my God. Yeah. For Michael Flynn, I'm not seeing much with the Lenormand. It's like, he's just kind of moving. He's moving along in his own selfish way, because that's, literally the only thing he cares about. These people are just awful. And he's, of course, been completely seduced, right? Mm-hmm. And he's very impulsive. So I just kind of quit drawing cards with the Lenormand, because it's like, those are kind of boring. But with the deck of character, this is interesting. So first card out, got the knife, so something sharp or some cutting, and the lasso. So cutting maybe like cutting the lasso that's been around his neck or whatever, or maybe cutting because this is my trump card in this deck. So maybe he's trying to extricate.
You have Trump naked?
The naked hairy man.
That is just so wrong.
I know, it's gross. It's disgusting. It's just disgusting, just like him. But it's like, I think it's a card. Actually, the true meaning of this card is being very vulnerable. So he might be trying to cut through this place where he was caught up and vulnerable, and he's stewing. He's just kind of like stewing in his hot springs or whatever. Maybe he's sitting in his hot tub. I don't know. But then I've got this like mastery card. So this is why I thought this was Trump, because he's still stewing and Trump is like his master. Didn't Trump, you guys let me know, or maybe Danny, didn't Trump already pardon him?
Yeah.
Him and Manafort and Bannon and everybody. Yeah.
But
and at the bottom,
get him on something new.
That's right. Any kind of a state crime, right? But I'm not seeing it here. And then at the bottom of the deck, I've got moon dust. Right? I feel like he's going to be one of the guys that just kind of gets away with it.
Yeah.
And
that's what I got with his brother too.
Yeah, that's right. Right. Yeah. That's right. That's right, Connie. The cutting ties. Yeah. So maybe he's cutting ties with the naked and hairy man with Trump. So cutting ties. Yeah. Good. Thank you, Connie. Cutting ties with Trump because he's tired of stewing in that. So maybe he'll master it on some level that way. I don't know, but I don't really feel like he'd be flipping on Trump either with these other cards. Then again, with the kitty, that's kind of like doing what you do to take care of yourself.
Right. He could maybe just, just cut ties and just go away and not deal with not flip on Trump, but just kind of
get away. Yeah. You're right, Connie. Thank you for that. Naked man can also be confident and proud, content. Yeah, right on, Chris. Yeah, because this guy should have been court-martialed. Both of them should be court-martialed.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Thank you, Belle.
Yeah. Thank you, Belle.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. Yeah, thank you.
Well, we
How
are
are
at
we doing time?
1:29. I'm going to have to go. My
Yeah.
back
No,
is starting to scream at me. I'm
is it? I know
sorry.
you can only sit for so long.
And I got a really bad, I got a stool. I don't have a chair. My
You got to get
chair's
yourself
out.
a good chair. Yeah, I've got a chair and then like a cushion thing on top of it too.
I'm
Yeah.
getting a new one. It's on order.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks so much, Danny. This was awesome.
So let's do one more.
You want to do one more? Okay. Let's see. Let me look at the questions. Let's see. What we have left is, well, okay. So besides the Flynn brothers, we had one about timing about 45 if he won't be running in 24. And I'm sorry, 2024. And then also there's the Merrick Garland one, and then there's another question around. So the Merrick Garland one had to do with the will they charge those who do not comply with the subpoenas? And then there was another one that's more of a spiritual question around if someone is full of hate. Maybe this, I don't know. Look at this one, Danny. Tell me what you think about that. I just put it up on the screen. What do you think about that one?
Hang on, I got to get my eyes to focus.
I know.
I've heard that before.
There's that one.
So if someone is full of hate for a group, and then they pray for healing, is that prayer even being heard by the Creator? I think all prayers are being heard.
Yeah, I see what this question is. I didn't get it fully until I just read it again. Yeah. Of course, all prayers are being heard. I don't feel that it cancels out. Yeah, that's kind of like saying, okay, I hate green people over here, but my friend needs me, so I'm going to pray for this person.
I'm not quite sure what the question is that she's asking. But if it's people who are sending prayers out after they say hateful stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, how can you send prayers out? You can still be flawed and send prayers out, and the prayers are heard.
Yeah. It feels to me like it's how multidimensional, how complicated, how multifaceted is a better word, that human beings are, where you can be clear in one part of your soul and things will work and function very well. The universe will flow through and you will be energized, and your own universe within will function perfectly in one area, but then in this other area, you're unconscious and there's blindness, and then it will affect all the other areas of your life though too. But that doesn't mean that you couldn't still align in a really, like if you have a loving heart space for somebody and you're pure in that way, I think you would do good work there. Right.
But
I'm always for, ask the person first, do they want prayers, and what type of support would they like, and so that you're not invading, and unless you just want to like send them unconditional love, that's different.
Yeah, that's such an interesting question. Interesting comment that you said. I think it's super important to always ask permission for anything that you are, whenever you step into somebody's space, you need to ask permission. If you're going to be reading cards, if you're going to be tapping in, however you do it, you need to ask permission. However, if you're going to hold them in a loving space and just put love there, that's, to me, you don't need to ask permission to send love out. But if you're going to try to fix something, change something, and those aren't the right words, but I'm praying for your healing. Well, they may not want to be healed, so you have to ask. But you can surround them in light, in love, even though, I don't know, maybe they don't want that either. So maybe you do need to ask. It's tricky for me because I think you need to ask permission to step into somebody's space.
Yeah, and well, you know what I always do is just I send it to God. I ask God to handle it. I tell I tell God, tell the creator, universe, great spirit, whatever you want to call it. I don't have a religious connotation to the word God, so you guys just have to know that about me. But so the forces of love is what I usually call it. So I leave it up to them, and I say, I would love this person to have, whatever they're needing, and then I just, I don't step into anybody's energy when I,
Right.
And when I do personal readings, I'm always asking to connect from my higher self to their higher self, and I'm asking for their guides to help me draw the right cards.
Right.
But they're asking the question, and that's different, But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how to like step into. I guess that would be back in healing school, we learned how to like merge with other people, But I don't know.
But it's
I never continued it.
Say that again.
I didn't continue that practice, of like merging and being.
Yeah.
Merging and being is a cool thing, and then you do, hands of light training is what I went through. Barbara Brennan, but then basically, it was more. I just wanted to work with the consciousness with the person. I wanted the dialogue. I wanted to know, what do you think, or how do you feel, or what do you believe, or what, because if you don't consciously work with something, it can just turns into like a fluff job, and then they get up feeling great. and then a week later they come in, and it's like, oh man, my neck's all jacked up again,
And then you get to charge them again.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
More money.
Yeah, more money.
But it's interesting what you said with, when you tap into somebody's angels and guides, it's still, it's not them, it's their support team that you're asking for, to assist in the highest and best good. But still, I think even that requires a permission. And when we read on political people like 45, we don't, and we tap in, we don't ask for their permission.
Right.
And I question even that, but they put themselves out there. So
that's the thing. When they're in a position of power and they have control over other people, I just feel like, you know what, we're here trying to protect ourselves. So what's the truth? Like, what's the truth? How are we being affected by this? And right.
Right.
Yeah.
But I still think that we need to protect ourselves with our own protection, so
Oh
we
yeah.
don't let all that negative come into us too.
Yeah.
As we
Right.
read on these negative people, we have
Yeah.
to make sure we have our own little bubble of protection around us.
Yeah, and I've always felt like, it doesn't have to be, you can, I'm one of those weirdos that I don't throw up any shields and I don't do the bubble. I don't do any of that. I just get into my heart space and because I feel like our love is our only protection,
Right?
So
Yeah.
when I'm doing a reading on a political person, for me, it's like you go into your self-love, your love for the universe, your love for your guides, your aligning with all that, and then I connect with my love for my group that's wanting to know because they asked me the question,
Right.
or
Yeah.
me and my because we're cancers and we can get all like our protective love can come in. Or Pluto and Leo and our sun, and we both have sun conjunct Jupiter, so it's like we can be, we can get like really protective.
Yeah. Right.
And,
Right.
yeah.
And I'm one of those weird people that do have protective bubbles.
Yeah, and that's cool too.
Yeah.
If I would ever think to do that, just put up. No, I don't think it's weird at all. My brain doesn't remember to do it.
I have that same issue. My brain doesn't remember to do it. But it's interesting because my protective bubble came so naturally to me, and it's
Yeah.
just angelic wings surrounding me, and
Oh, I
that's my
love that.
protective bubble. And
Oh,
I don't know where that came from. Could be
talk
my
more about that. Talk more about that. I love hearing that.
no, not
No, you're not going to tell us what you do? Oh,
no.
come on, man.
It's personal to me.
Oh,
So
okay. All right.
no, when I first started reading tarot, I would really work on the meditative process and getting grounded, and I'd really focus on, it would be like 20 minutes of meditation, grounding. I'd really get into, just the protective space. And part of that was when I'd be going through, opening up my chakras and attaching it to Mother Earth. I would imagine these angel wings, and I think it's Archangel Michael coming down behind me, and it just wrapped me in his wings and just kind of protect me that way.
Yeah.
And I use that today, still today, when I do my morning prayers and things, out there and meditate, just to have that. I have a whole bunch of people behind me.
Yeah, I always feel that too. Yeah.
There's a lot, but he's like the central.
Yeah.
And it's just like this tube of wings that comes around and goes. It's just this image and this. It's a nice little hug.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't think it gets any more protective than that.
Go ahead. Try to come in. Go ahead. Try.
Yeah. Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
It's like
big old sword. Right.
Yeah. It's not happening. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you shared that. Thank you. That's awesome.
Thanks for dragging it out of me.
Oh yeah. It goes with sun in traditional astrology. They would always say like Jupiter conjunct the sun would be protective powers, and so in Cancer it could be that like he's a major part of your soul family. It's just that this time you decided to come in and you guys could be like really, really connected that way.
Yeah.
You must be for him to.
And as I waken up, I don't like the term woke, but as I discover more and more of the unseen world, it's like I'm just stepping in more and more into that acceptance
Yeah.
versus no, I'm not believing that. No, that's
Right.
not true. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely
Such
accept
a
it.
good journey, such a fun journey too.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right, Chris. Awesome, Danny.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Tish.
Thank you.
Beautiful image. Yeah. Right.
All right. So
Yeah.
are we going to close it right here, or are we going to pull a one card for the group?
Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's don't just leave everybody hanging. We have to do our protective love thing, right?
No, we can leave them hanging, waiting, wanting more. Here we go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's not. Are you one of those weirdos too, Danny? Do you, when you go and you travel anywhere? Well, I know because you guys go camping all the time. You're probably are you kind of like the Boy Scout that just has everything in your car?
Pretty much.
Me too. Me too.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Like I don't just get on the road without all my stuff and all kinds of water and food and all kinds of crap. It's like,
And it's all ready to go.
oh yeah.
It's right there. And if it's not, because I have a 20-foot van that's a camper.
Oh,
So
yes.
It's all loaded, ready to go. And I'll just, if something happens, I'll just.
Look at this. Look at this one. I feel like that too. I am like a MacGyver too. I can fix all kinds of crap.
Yeah,
I think
good.
I think that's our Mars and Capricorn. We would both have it retrograde. I think, pretty sure. Yeah, like good at fixing stuff. Yeah. Claire has.
I'm really
Archangel.
good at tearing things apart.
Yeah. You're
I'm
probably
so
braver than I
am.
am.
All back together in the right order.
Oh yeah, that's our Saturn and Scorpio. It's like, go ahead, try it.
Yeah, go ahead. You can do that.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Oh. Here's what I got. I just have to share it really quick. Isn't that gorgeous? Radical acceptance. It's everything you were just talking about, Danny.
Yeah. What deck is that? Shamanic Dream?
Yeah, I think it is. It is. Yeah.
Shaman's Dream?
This is Shaman's Dream.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah. I do too. I really do. Oh,
so what is that? You are beloved? Beloved?
So, yeah, and beloved or beloved, and radical acceptance. It's like what you were talking about before about just accepting, because this has been quite a fun ride, right? To get where we are. Yeah. Well, I'm sure you've gone through your stuff too. I can't imagine it's been easy.
Right. Well, and the thing is, with that card, so you have the word beloved and you have acceptance, but it's just not acceptance. It's radical acceptance.
Yes. Yeah.
It's radical.
Right. It's rad, man.
It's rad.
It's rad. Remember those days? Junior high school, right? Somebody
said rad the other day, and I'm like, who says that anymore?
I know, because we were like 12. Yeah, I know. But yeah, radical acceptance.
Radical acceptance.
So how about we accept the power of our love in our hearts as that magnetic resonance that can go out and help. I mean, the earth needs our help. We need to send lots of love to the earth. Yeah.
Right. And it all comes from us. From, as you said, our heart space. That's where all the healing comes from, healing us and then healing out. Because you can't heal anything if you're feeling like you're not healed.
Yeah. Oh, that is so important. right?
Yeah.
It's self-love first. Yeah. And you have to get through all your stuff to get to that place where you love yourself no matter what.
Right. So
Yeah.
this card flows right with what we said, and that is heal the ouch,
Oh,
which is radical acceptance of love.
yeah. 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 Whatever the owie is.
It's a raccoon with a nurse's hat on it.
It doesn't get any better than that. That's
It
great.
doesn't.
Oh, wow. Wow.
The little fox has a little outie on his head, and he's got a little hot pad on his head.
That's great. Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
All
Oh,
right.
here, Juno has a quick, and then I'll let you go. Radical
Hey,
meaning,
Juno.
yeah. I love that name. Especially of change or action relating to or affecting the fundamental nature of something far reaching or thorough. Nice.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, Velbert, peace, love, and far out. That's right. I remember that one. And solid. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Oh,
All right.
cowabunga. Cowabunga, you guys, everybody. Oh, yeah. I hung out with those
Cowabunga.
guys. Yeah. I know
Yeah.
those guys actually. Anyway.
All right, everybody.
Uh,
Denise, thank
thank
you so much. This has been
uh,
awesome.
thank you. Big hugs to everyone out there.
Yes, yes, yes.
Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful week.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cowabunga turtles.
Yeah, cowabunga.